This is a nation built on immigrants. They have their own particular views as well. And there's a ton of other industries that need help, that need to be bailed out. So let him address these things. Trust me, if we've been down for so long, we can hold off for 4 years while we rely more so on our mayors, on our governors, on our activists, on our other leaders. And then once he gets re-elected, then it's like, okay, now you have an obligation to us. We have supported you for your first term. We have re-elected you for your second term. Now, please talk to us. Help us. Do something for us. And I think that if we don't look at it that way, then we're just going to basically get another Caucasian person in there that's not going to care about us at all. At all. And is that what we really want? I would have to say no. I would think that, I would speak for a people versus just, people of color say he should be helping us more, whatever the case is. I hope that he does. I don't know what his administration will do within the next 4 years if they are reelected, but I would hope that he would. I would put my money more so on him than I would on a Romney for 4 years. I think that we have to strategically look at this. We have to and be cognizant of what are we choosing? Because he didn't address the primary black issues within the first 4 years, we crucify him, get him out there, and then get somebody that ain't even going to look at us? Come on now. I think we got to be smarter than that.
I want to piggyback off of that.
I got to disagree. I think that Cornel West and Tabitha Smiley are very brave men. And I agree with them.
Okay.
And I agree with their position in terms of Obama. I voted for Obama. I like Obama. And I think he deserves another term. However, I don't think that we should say, because you're a black president, you should go out and take care of these problems, and we'll wait in line. That's been our historic presence since this country was founded. We wait in line, we'll do this. Then I can go a whole way down the history of it, from founding this country down to today. And so, as how we were told to wait in line. Now, what Cornel was saying is, I agree. You look at when Obama came into office, the stock market was 6.7. We were very much in a slow stage of depression. Now the stock market is trading at 13,000 to 14,000. Bankers on Wall Street are having a field day, laughing all the way to the bank. The whole notion of the trickle-down theory is not trickling down anymore, it's staying at the top. You see, and that's a fact. You look at the stock market today, look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, look at the NASDAQ, and you'll find out they're making more money than no one's ever seen. And Cornel and Travis, and I agree. They're saying if you are doing all of that, we're not asking you to become the black president, but goddamn, give us something.
Yeah. Has he not done that?
Well, if you look at who has benefited from this, and I'm not trying to criticize Obama. I tell you, I'm an ally of Obama. I support Obama. I'm going to vote, but I got to tell the brothers the truth. When you got an unemployment rate at 6.7 with a market, you walk in and you see a depression, and you're 6.7. Now you're trading at 13 to 14 to darn near 15,000. That means somebody's making money. And then you look at all those people who walked off with these severance packages and getting millions and millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars for failure. Look at these financial districts that collapsed. Nobody went to jail. Nobody was indicted. You see, look at the money they walked off with. You see, and then walk past areas where poor people are literally lying in ditches and what have you, putting blankets on themselves. That's a shame, and that's what Obama, this is what Cornel was saying, and we need to address that. And it shouldn't take a poverty tour that shows that when you're the richest country in the world, you can't take care of the least people. Something. Now, I had enough time to address a lot of those issues. Healthcare. You know how long they fought for healthcare? Since 1901. 1901. Teddy Roosevelt tried to get a healthcare package through, couldn't get it. Bill Clinton tried, one of the most popular charismatic presidents we've had, couldn't get it through. Obama got healthcare package. Now, I'm not arguing with healthcare. and all those kind of things. But I'm also saying to you, if you have the time to do that, then at some point in time you say, hey, look, I got to look at those people over there. And I think that is what Travis has said. And I agree with Travis, and I agree with Cornell, because that's the key issue. We need to concern ourselves with that. You know, and we're just saying to the brother, look, brother, gut check time.
Yeah.
I disagree with that. The reason I disagree with it, not so much of what the tour represented, but the timing of it. Where was this poverty tour during the Bush years? These were the worst times during the Bush years. And hear me out. Outside of just being impoverished, we were also getting killed overseas. And I'm one of those brothers that went overseas, that served my country. Where was all of these tours during then? Because we were getting killed here and getting killed over there. But there was no leaders that was there saying, like, hey, we gonna stop this now. Come on now.
I'm glad you brought that point up. First of all, you could have had all the poverty tours under the Bush administration that you wanted to. You was not going to give you any recognition for it. Right. You see, that's just begging. That's like begging the lion not to eat you when you're the lion. Then, now, number one. Yes. Number two, if you want to really get down to it, the real truth of the matter is who brought us into those wars, looking for weapons of mass destruction, for which they discovered they did not find. So now we have war, and by the way, we fought that war off the books. So when we fought that war off the books, we were naturally draining the economy of the kind of substantive resources that would have helped. You see, we were spending billions of dollars going for a war that everybody admitted was wrong. You see, Iraq had never even thrown a slingshot against us. You see, Afghanistan, which was the Russians getting out, and all the history said we weren't going to win that, and so forth. Look at all that, down with looking at Iran, all those kinds of things. Hey, look, if we can look at Iraq, Iran, go to Wall Street, and raise the stock market to embarrassing, shameful levels of money being taken home. And at some point in time, we say, hey, there's somebody over here. These people here need you too. And that's all I think he's saying. He's not trying to denigrate anything that Obama's all about. He's saying, look, we're here too. You've looked at all these other issues, now look at us. And Cornell, Kevin Smiley, and the rest of them could have gone and said to George Bush, we're here. And you know, Judge Bush would have said, yeah, you are here, now stay over there. Because he wasn't about the business of doing anything. So any poverty tour that they announced was not going to have friendly audience in the White House.
Well, here's the problem. I mean, making Mr. Obama a one-term president is not going to get you the time nor the opportunity to get those issues, whether it's the black community, whether it's the Hispanic community, whether it's whomever. At the end of the day, Mr. Obama is going to have to stay centered if he wants to win another term, just like he did the first term. You know, he can't just be the president for black folks.
No, nobody's suggesting he's the president for black, and neither am I. I'm suggesting that at some point in time, where do you say, okay, you know, we're here too?
If he gets a second term,
no,
you have an opportunity to do so.
That's not necessarily set in stone. Too, that he'll change his style necessarily. I mean, he has people of different nationalities or ethnicities working for him. So he's not. This is not just a black administration. He's a black man running a country. I think that what's important is when people think of things not trickling down, they don't think of things possibly trickling up. When you have mass unemployment, that then breeds crime. That then helps unemployment for different groups be higher. So I think that when you're attacking the economy as the number one issue, it does to some degree lift all boats. So, you know, if we had 6% unemployment or 4% unemployment, that would be a whole different scenario, not just for white people, but for black people as well. And that is why, and the comparisons are being made, whether we like it or not. I mean, there was a white president who actually, Bill Clinton, who people have called the first black president. For those reasons, because things if you look at many of the statistics, like I said, teen pregnancy, et cetera, college graduation rates, they were much higher in a better economy. So that's why when you think of the jobs, it's the economy, stupid. You've got to think, well, if I want to help black people, I've got to make sure that everybody is working to the best degree I can. And in terms of the Tavis Smiley and Dr. Cornell tour, you know, they, for all intents and purposes, get paid to be disruptive. And let's not discount that for what it is as well. But they actually have a stage now that's a little different because there is a black president and there is a higher likelihood that such a tour will work when, you know, you're not in the 2002 era and, you know, you've got everyone's considered a potential terrorist or what have you. It's a whole different time period. I also would like to go back to what some people say in terms of the Bush years. Look at unemployment during the Bush years. It wasn't until things fell apart that things fell apart. So if you look from 2002, 2003 onward to about 2007, stock market was roaring. And keep in mind that a lot of us, whether we like it or not, are indirectly invested in the stock market. 80% of Americans in some way own stocks, whether it's your pension, whether it's your 401k, that stuff isn't going in a mattress somewhere. So we all benefit from a higher stock market. It's a wealth effect. We all benefit from home prices rising, which, you know, and this is what makes President Obama's candidacy a lot different than those in the past. We had a housing crisis, a financial crisis, a stock market crash, automobile bailout. Healthcare isn't a crash that we had. So, you know, I mean, we've had, no president really has had that many different things happen at once. So it was pretty much a significant challenge to any new president. But that then begs the question, were town hall meetings about healthcare and cash for clunkers going to solve something so deep? And I think that's going to be a critique that remains if he's not reelected, that the economy, jobs, perhaps wasn't something. Where were the town hall meetings on the economy?
Yeah.
And those are the things that lead to continued black unemployment, continued Latin unemployment, Latino unemployment. You know, and these are the things that, yes, he's not the president for just black people, but there is a network effect when more people are working. And the small business, I'm a small business, we were completely hurt by some of these policies, and specifically the uncertainty. The uncertainty is the government going to shut down right now. Are they going to pass this or that tax cut? I mean, for almost 2 summers in a row, we've had to worry about the possibility of the government shutting down, and you can't invest in that environment. Whether we like it or not, we've got people who've got billions of dollars. And let's say you and I want to have a semiconductor factory. We're going to spend billions of dollars before that first semiconductor even gets into a cell phone. You're not going to make that investment when you don't know what the tax code is going to be, when you don't know if the government's going to even be around. And so I think that these are things where if we actually are going to be critical, we can't just decide whether we're critical based on color. And to aid this president, we have to be real and real to each other and say, this is a black, if we ever want another one, or if we even want this one to win again, we should, it's okay to be critical like Dr. Cornell West and Tavis Smiley, because they're thinking about things down the road. Yes, it's been done. We have a black president now. What's going to happen? Will he be the Carter that people look to and say, that was a failed presidency, and there'll be what's called an Obama effect, where you're going to be a CEO of Warner Brothers or what have you, and saying, oh, we don't need that over there. We know what happens when you guys take over. And so we've all got to be realistic, and we have a duty, actually, to be critical. And think of that after that historical effect, it won't happen twice. The next black president or what have you is already going to have to be compared to Obama. And I think we also should be very, very historically oriented.